transactions has been recorded in the government books. That is a bill of entry, madam. Next, bill of exchange, in brief, is a financial instrument which the person will endorse or sign the document that is has taken the money from the person who is lending the money to him. That is bill of exchange in brief. Next, coming to bill of supply. Bill of supply is a document which is normally used or by the GST registered person without charging any GST tax on the goods or material or services, whatever it may be. The document is called bill of supply. And bill of lading is document which is been issued by the government, that is GST authorities, to move the goods from one place to other place. The goods value, total value of the goods should exceed or must exceed rupees 50,000. Then only they can issue the way bill, or it has to be raised. Can be raised on GST portal after completing the sales invoice or tax invoice in the system. Let us come to the introduction to trade documents. Trade documents are crucial for business and logistics. What is business and logistics? Business is a transaction which takes place between two persons for exchange of goods and services, for which he will pay consideration in the form of goods or services. That is business. And logistics is a scenario where the goods or services moves from one place to the other place, and a separate department will be there in each and every company to move the goods from one company premises to other customers from premises or place of delivery, whatever is specifies in the purchase order or tax invoice. Next, ensuring legal compliance and smooth operations. Why we do all this documentation part? Because legally and it will comply with all the parameters what are fixed by the government, and these are well known to the companies where they are selling the goods to the customers, to have a smooth operation without any disturbance of the transaction in between. This presentation will cover 4 essential bills, that is bill of entry, bill of exchange, bill of supply, and e-way bill. And in between also we see bill of lading, which I will tell you during the course of this session. Next, coming in detail to the bill of entry. Definition and purpose. A legal document filed by importers for customs clearance and duty assessment when goods are imported, issued by the customs department. This is a document which is mandatory to be maintained or followed every customer or a supplier who is importing the goods from other country. So this becomes a very important scenario for government to maintain all the transaction which took place from India to other countries or other countries to India. Vice versa to other countries also it applies. All countries also maintain this bill of entry. Coming to our India, we maintain very strictly with customs and imports department. That is customs department. What are the key details? Key details are importer details, like name of the customer, address of the customer, PAN number, GST number, supply of goods, purchase order copy, price of the copy, quantity of the copy, brand of the copy is very, very important when you are importing. Suppose if you are importing the goods from Germany, the goods are importing of a metal, that is aluminum metal. For example, we are importing 100 metric tons of aluminum metal from Germany. We require to specify purchase order should be given to this document along with the other documents, which we will discuss later. So this becomes very important, giving all the details of the importer, including his signature, and if the transaction includes bill of exchange, that is, if he is buying the material on credit from the supplier who is supplying from Germany, he has to give the documents also specifically attached with the this document. So it forms a part and parcel of the set of documents which are should be given to the government, that is importer details. We have to furnish all the details. Next, coming to the goods description, quantity, value. I already told you that we have to specify the description of the goods very clearly what you are importing. Suppose if you are importing aluminum ingots, we have to specify what is the size of the aluminum ingot and what is the quantity and the price as agreed between you and the supplier, that is overseas supplier who is giving you. So we have to mention all these details according to this, basing on this, where you are interested to import this material, that is which port in the sense where we want to enter the material from Germany to India. For example, this material will come through sea. We are telling you that is by port. Port in the sense there are two. One is seaport, the other one is airport. Since my material is having a very heavy, that is carrying more than 100 to 200 metric tons, so I definitely go for the seaport, and which will cost a nominal cost only. It will not take much amount, and government also permits only through seaport, not by airport, because it cannot carry so much weight. So I have to specify whether my material should come to the Bombay seaport or Visakhapatnam seaport or Chennai seaport or other seaports in India. We have to specify very clearly. Next, bill of entry is pros and cons. What are the pros and cons? Pros in the sense advantages. What are these advantages if bill of entry is there? We will ensure legal compliance. Whatever we import from other country to our godown or company, we will definitely ensure all the legal compliances, in the sense all maintaining legal documents. Like first we have to take exempt policy license, that is export import license, which we have already discussed in our earlier class, that is issued by the DGFT, Director General of Foreign Trade, which is located in Koti from our Hyderabad company. So this will, we have to give copy of the license, and we have to mention the license number, book and date, validity of the license, everything in the document, which will comply legal compliance. First we got the license. Next, what is the material you are importing? Whether the imports are having a legally secured, that in the sense we have to secure with taking insurance from government specified insurance companies only. So it will cover if anything untoward things happens on the sea. We are enrouting the material through sea to our port, whichever we have specified. This should be secured totally by taking insurance. The insurance will be calculated actual value plus 10% of the total value of the goods. That is a rule or mandatory for insurance company to cover the material with additional 10% of the total cost of the value of the goods. Next, aided duty calculation. Coming to the duty calculation part, normally an accountant or a company's senior level management also will not do these calculations, but however it will take calculations with the support of the customs agents or notified agent who are available in nearby our offices, or they have registered nearby ports or airports. So we have to take their help and take the calculations from them, and we have to pay applicable duty on the material what you are going to import. Next, coming to the third point, it will facilitate customs clearance. These all legal documents, calculations, duty payment, everything will help us in clearing our customs clearance to take our material which we have imported from the other countries. Coming to the cons. What are cons? Cons are disadvantages. Complex paperwork. It needs a lot of knowledge, and it is having lot of documentation part. So it unless knowledgeable persons are available, this people will find a little complex. It is not difficult, it is not impossible, it is little additional difficulties we have to face. That's why it is called complex paperwork. It needs a little additional intelligence we have to use, which paper is required, where it is required, how we have to calculate it and all. Next, errors can cause delays. Suppose whatever you are specified in purchase order, for example 100 metric tons of $500 each, instead of that $500, somewhere it got wrongly typed as $50 per metric ton. This may hamper the transaction, and it will take it may be delayed little later to import your material, because it will be objected by the overseas supplier, since he has agreed for 500 rupees, $500 for every metric ton, but you are typed $50 for every metric tons. So he may ask you, and he may stop the shipment. This entire transaction of is called shipment. So overseas supplier may say, I can hold the shipment unless you confirm that the price is $500 for every metric tons. So it may cause a little delay in the transaction. So this is one of the disadvantage. Next, coming to the bill of exchange. Bill of exchange is a written order mainly in international trade for one party to pay a fixed amount to another party. As just now we have discussed, $500 for every metric ton into 500 metric tons. So it comes to 5 lakhs or 50 lakhs, whatever it may be. After converting into dollars to rupees, parties include drawer, drawee, and payee. Drawer, drawee, and payee. Payee in the sense that the person who is making payment to the person from where you have borrowed is called payee. So there are two types, site bill and a time bill. Site bill means we have to clear the payment immediately. Then only we will release the goods. Second one is time bill. That means he will give some credit, 30 days, 45 days, or 60 days, or 90 days, according to the terms of purchase order, what we have specified in the purchase order. Coming to the bill of exchange pros and cons. What are advantages of bill of exchange? It is secured payment. So my payments are totally secure and there is no deviation in the transaction. Next, it acts as a credit instrument. It is actually or basically a financial instrument. So it acts as a credit instrument. Next, legally enforceable. This instrument can be enforceable in the court of law. This document or instrument is enforceable in the court of law. In the sense, if any deviation happens, we can carry this instrument and submit in the court so that you will get your payment properly. Promptly, you will get this basing on this instrument. So, legally, it is enforceable in the court of law. Next, cons, that is disadvantages. Risk of dishonor. There is a risk of dishonor. The person who has already endorsed or signed the instrument can also dishonor the instrument. That means he may reject to pay the payment for want of any reason. There is a chance. There is a chance. So, secondly, limited to monetary claims. This is limited only to the extent of the money involved in the transaction. It cannot go beyond its monetary claims. Next, bill of supply and e-way bill. Bill of supply is issued by GST registered suppliers for exempted goods, services, or composition schemes does not include tax amount simpler than a tax invoice. It is as simple as a document which will carry no tax, just like a tax invoice, but it will not carry any tax in the bill. So this is called bill of supply. Normally, a registered person he has to report the transaction to the GST authorities. He has to report to the GST authorities on by submitting online in the GST portal. So he has to maintain bill of supply transactions also in his records. Next, coming to the e-way bill. What is e-way bill? E-way bill is a electronic document for goods movement of above rupees 50,000. That is, if the transaction value of a invoice is more than 50,000, we have to raise electronic documents generated on the GST portal, which reduces tax evasion and enhances logistics efficiency. So there will not be any kind of evasion of tax because it is routed through GST portal and it is very clear and transparent transaction and which will improve or enhances logistics efficiency. The other person also will come to know the transaction is very clear and clean so that he can use his goods happily without any disturbance. Next, next key takeaways of this bill of entry, bill of exchange, pay bill, bill of. Let us go through this in summarized vertical form or horizontal. These trades bills are vital, important for legal compliance, legal issues, and efficient operations in business and logistics. Once a person follows all these rules, his business will definitely grow rapidly because he's following everything properly and promptly. Bill of entry is bill of import clearance, customs department. Yes, it is imports. Bill of exchange, payments instrument, exporter drawer, no and international trade. Bill of supply, supply of exempted goods. Registered supply can raise this document and it is exempted and it is under composition. Next, e-way bill, movement of the goods, GST portal we have to upload and the value of the transaction should be more than 50,000. Thank you, madam, for giving me this opportunity to talk.